I wouldn't call PJ a connoisseur.
I'd call him an alcoholic.
Tomato. I mean, you want equality for everybody, so
yeah, that's not a liberal thing. That should just be a decent human being thing. You asshole.
Yeah, which dating site are you currently on?
Hold on.
Hashtag Grindr.
Hashtag don't knock it till you try it.
So I don't care if you're a transgender. Just don't be so hideous. Being as ugly as sin. You know what I mean?
Bicker bots.
Welcome to another episode of Bicker Bots. Today we're going to do our first actual legit interview. We have Noel Burns from
Alamo Distilling Company.
The Alamo Distilling Company.
Nice.
It's awesome. So, so I wish we would have had cameras in here rolling for it. We did get this. This got missed. Noel made us some vodka tonics here, which are delicious.
They are amazing. I don't ever drink vodka tonics, but this is like delicious.
Ray
Pac was scared to drink it at first.
Yeah. He found a new thing to roofie his men with. So
roofie my men with.
So. As we are a comedy podcast, it's a shame we missed it. When Noel opened up the seltzer water, it sprayed everywhere. It was interesting.
And after doing this for as many weeks as I have serving this drink, every time it explodes.
That's fine. We've been podcasters for months, and we were still screwing up. So,
what's the point if you can't repeat the same mistakes and laugh every time?
You're not supposed to learn from your mistakes, right? That's how that works.
By the way, is podcasters a word, or is it like potters, casters?
So I like potters. He hates it when I say it.
Oh, because you don't want to be a potter. That's just stupid.
That sounds like some kind of like sci-fi.
There's
like
a
weird
connotation.
Sex thing there.
Yeah, there's a connotation.
Wait, is
we
it
won't
really?
Go into
is it really?
Yeah.
What's a potter?
I sent him the Google definition for potting, and he's like, "I'm still using it."
What is potting?
I don't remember the definition. It doesn't matter.
He has a real issue when I say recos. He doesn't like that either.
Because it's not a word. You can't just abbreviate pieces of words and say...
You can. That's what the English language is like.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not doing this.
Confetti.
I'm not doing this.
I like confetti.
I like confetti as well.
I like confetti for different reasons.
Okay, everybody stop.
Yeah.
So I've known Noel for, maybe a year or two now?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
We met actually at Bible study. Shut your mouth. So
how'd you get in?
In the world? That doesn't make any
kind
of sense.
They didn't pat you down and then kick you out?
Hold on. What? Like, you go to church, that's a thing, right? And then second thing, you actually go to, like, you've been to church long enough to go to a Bible study? That's another thing. Yeah. What is going on here?
Hey, if you have problems with your soul, leave it at home.
No, we have problems with his lack of a soul. With his lack of a soul.
Exactly. Like, he's leading a double life here very clearly, and I'm curious about his double life.
Hey, it transitions from one to the other, you know? It takes time.
No. What kind of magical transition is this? Because he has to do some kind of Sailor Moon transformation in order to go to a church. Step foot in one.
Hold up, bro. Did you say Sailor Moon transformation?
Yeah, I'm imagining him just like in my head.
I'm going to have to Google that real quick.
Sailor Moon?
That's anime. That's the Asian.
Everybody's watched Sailor Moon.
No, I've never seen an episode.
All right, I've watched it.
I know what it is.
You know what it is.
All right, whatever.
As we digress.
Yeah.
So let's try to do the background here. You were leading this good, wholesome life as a chemical engineer, if I remember right.
A variety of chemical pasts, but yes.
And at some point in time, I guess you watched Breaking Bad and you just decided to start making alcohol?
Not quite. If you take the accuracy of my history, you almost got nothing correct. But so
that's PJ.
This is going well already.
No, PJ.
Oh.
You can't do that.
We're back.
Don't push buttons. So a quick kind of 15-year history of myself. Graduated college degree in chemistry. Then we got married, then had a variety of chemical career upgrades through the years, doing pharma, doing clinical lab, worked at a university for a while, did some water design, engineering, maintenance, service stuff, and then decided that, hey, I need to chart off in my own direction, and said, why not, doing spirits?
Wow.
Was spirits like were you always passionate about spirits and drinking? I guess.
No, and I think
were you always an alcoholic?
Yeah, basically.
you know what? I'll say this: that if anybody has problems with alcoholism, they absolutely should not own a distillery. So I mean, we get to get before we get into kind of what we do, there's just hundreds of gallons of stuff around all the time. And, the accessibility is there. It's, it's kind of like the drug dealer that, is consuming too much of his own product would have a lot of problems. It's the same thing for owning a distillery. So,
that's why Ray had to quit selling meth.
Yeah.
When I hear chemicals like all
That's why I just
around,
do
it sounds like the perfect place to like develop superpowers.
A distillery?
Yeah.
I believe it's usually radioactive, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you say water engineer?
Yeah.
Water design. So you
Yep.
design plumbing?
No, for usually like laboratory pharma application. So you can't just use tap water and, making
No shit.
stuff.
Seriously?
Yeah. So then I helped design systems for small labs directly for their usage. I help maintenance plans and all that sort of stuff as well.
I know this term. It's called heavy water, right? You guys make heavy water?
No, that's raw water. You're thinking of raw water.
No, heavy water's a thing.
It is. That's
Points.
as Homer would say, that's nuclear.
All right, maybe you're not making heavy water then.
No, it's just filtration specifically for the application. So we worked with companies that did usually pharma, laboratories, hospitals, that sort of stuff.
Nice.
They all have their own special needs for the types of water that they use. So I worked with them to get the right equipment to make it for them.
Wow.
So what made you get into distillery then? Or
Well, at some point, I felt like I was heading toward the desire to own my own company and do my own thing. And so I am the perpetual project guy. So projects in previous careers would learn a job very well, get to the point where I really couldn't do anymore. I got bored, and then I'd say, well, I need to find a new job because I'm no longer, getting better, getting, more into it. So I did a couple R&D positions at clinical and pharma, and then got into the university world. And that was the longest job that I had which was 5 years. And kind of got to the point where I couldn't move up, do more. At that, helped coordinate a $200 million building and getting it designed, built,
Nice.
and then the right people and the right stuff in there. And so it just got to the point where I was bored at that. And so I'm like, let's change careers again, make money, do new projects. And then after a while, I was like, you know what, this isn't doing it for me anymore. So why don't I start a company in a very competitive industry that I have, minimal experience in? But it's like, I can do it. And
Now, didn't you start just like normal guys in your garage making whiskey or something like that?
No, not really. I mean, I helped teach about 1,000 students how to make distillation apparatus. So, at the university level, that's one of the basic organic chemistry techniques that people...
You were teaching Moonshine 101?
Pretty much.
Nice.
If you take away the consumption part of that, absolutely.
So let's talk about your first product. What was the first thing you made?
We started off with, because we were doing all in-house manufacturing, we started off with a silver rum, so unaged, and a moonshine, which is unaged whiskey.
Okay.
And so about 3 or 4 years ago was kind of the peak of the moonshine fad. There was a TV show. There was 100 moonshine companies coming out. And moonshine, from a term from the federal government, doesn't mean anything. So as opposed to whiskey and vodka and rum and cognac, all those have very specific definitions. Moonshine didn't really. And so as soon as the moonshine fad came in, everybody was competing for a relatively small market, and not doing a very good job from the quality standpoint. We launched a very good high quality product. Problem is there's no real market for $30, $40, $50 bottles of moonshine. And so
No.
we weren't making a lot of margin. We were having competitive costs much higher than most other brands. So we end up...
like the appeal of moonshine is that it's supposed to be like super easy to make and like basically like
It's really
it's
easy
like
to make...
stripping fuel. Like it's like
Stripping fuel.
It's really easy to make really bad moonshine. And
Right.
you could go buy that for cheap from 1,000 places.
So, so going back to what you were saying about like there's no regulations on it. So like what vodka's made from potatoes, right? And,
Vodka is anything distilled over 190 proof. So
What's 190 proof?
that is 95% alcohol.
Why is it 190? Like, what does that mean? 195.
you want to know the definition of proof? Why it's called proof?
Exactly.
Yeah, well, that's a good story.
Are you-
Back in
Alcohol
the,
historian we have here.
yeah, I feel like I want to know my field well. So back in the day, before they had any way to test it, think 1600s. How do you tell how much is alcohol is in alcohol?
You light it on fire.
Light it on fire.
Yeah. And so that was proving it. So there's been several different techniques they did over the years.
I can't believe I was right.
Hey, broken clocks
Swing
right
and a
twice
miss.
a day. Yeah, so they would, one of the techniques is they'd put gunpowder in it. And so what's not the alcohol in distilled alcohol is water. So the water prevents it from setting on fire. So they would put black powder with it. How it would burn whenever they would set on fire would be part of the proving process that there was enough alcohol in it.
Nice. Nice.
And so originally they said, well, if it's half alcohol, it can still kind of set on fire. And there's a way to look at the flame on it. So if it burns very fast, there's not a lot of water in it. It's a lot of the ethanol that's in there. And so it's high proof. It's overproven. And then if there's a lot of water in it, it may taste bad, but there's too much water in it for it to really catch fire. And therefore it's not proven. And that's why now all of the standards that we have for tequila and whiskey and all those, there's typical minimum standards for how much alcohol is actually in those spirits.
Nice. So you started
Side
off.
note before we move on to that, if you are in the bathroom and you spill like the entire bottle of alcohol onto the floor, I know what you're thinking. If you're like me, you're thinking
You don't have to drink it off the floor.
well, the quickest way to get it up is to light it on fire.
I feel there's a story there.
That's the whole story.
Yeah.
I tried to get it up by lighting it on fire because I was in a rush.
Oh my god.
You know,
Are you
alcohol
shitting me?
burns
And the
fast.
fire
I figured-
department's really helped
were
you.
Were you drunk in any way?
No, I was getting ready
You
to
were
go to
just-
school.
Oh my god.
And I spilled the whole bottle of alcohol. And I'm like, I don't have time to clean this up. Where's the lighter?
Oh, nice.
Wait, school as in like high school?
Yeah, high school.
No, it was
Jesus,
pre-K.
man.
Yeah, no shit. I'm guessing it was rubbing alcohol?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ray's got you with a bottle of Boone's Farm smelling on the floor.
Could use a fan too,
All right, so your first manufacturing, your first bottles you were making were what, like a side project at school?
No, I mean I knew the distillation side. That was really a technique I knew pretty well. I went into it from the design standpoint. A lot of people will focus on the recipes and some of the other things. For me, I knew that the technical side of how the equipment was set up made a big difference on how the quality of the alcohol was. So I really took a lot of time of.
So how big's your apparatus?
My first bulk equipment that we purchased after we got our license, was 140 gallons. We used that up to about a year ago, and then we got some new and bigger equipment. But the original, when we applied for a license, as crazy as it sounds, we had to buy some equipment to apply for our license, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And so from my standpoint, I want to drop 50 grand on equipment, and I didn't get the license for it, which would be a financial problem for my family. So
Yeah, I can imagine.
So I jury rigged something together for a couple $100, and we still have it on display at the distillery.
So nobody went blind?
So nobody went blind.
So my question is 140-gallon rum, that's pretty sizable, right?
Yeah, it's when it was fully built, it was about 10 and a half foot tall.
Nice.
So including the tank, the column,
So how deep in the woods do you have to go so people can't see it?
Well, that's really the art of using the tarp over the equipment.
Awesome.
The Army surplus stores, they sell those all the time.
So, I mean, when I heard that you went into doing all this stuff, I was real shocked. I was like, the guy from Bible study is running moonshine now?
yeah,
I mean,
and what's
I don't think
really
getting drunk is against like any kind of.
you cannot make moonshine. It's illegal. Have you not seen Dukes of Hazzard?
No.
that's a great documentary. By the way.
Wait, so like, why is moonshine illegal?
Do you know that's how NASCAR was invented, right?
Moonshine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't heard this story?
The rednecks would
No.
run,
Yeah.
so they would soup up their cars, outrun the cops because they were running moonshine across the state.
Oh.
And eventually the
What?
moonshiners start racing their cars against each other, hence go fast, turn left, NASCAR.
Oh.
I mean,
That's
look at the fans of
interesting.
NASCAR. It's kind of
I mean, that makes sense. Like things are starting to click
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Like, oh, huh.
no, but making moonshine is not illegal. It's making illegal moonshine that's illegal, right? Like just popping up out in the middle of the woods.
Wait, it's
couple of your
specifically
cousins.
moonshine that's illegal to make, or like
You're saying if you make vodka, it's legal? No, fool. It's not how this works.
okay. So like,
I'm sorry, officer. This is rum.
yeah, no, seriously,
Back off.
Please move along.
I mean, because people make their own beer, right?
Yeah. So from the federal standpoint, you are allowed to make wine, anything that you don't put in equipment to concentrate the alcohol.
Oh.
So that's that. So beer, wine, all those are acceptable to make for your own personal consumption or sharing with friends. And there's guidelines on the legal limits that you can do as for personal manufacturing. But from the spirit standpoint, you make 1 drop of whiskey at your house, illegal, no matter what. No ifs, ands, or buts. And
However, if you make wine in the toilet of your prison cell with ketchup packets and sugar, it's okay.
Damn tasty, too.
as long as you don't turn the rest of the toilet into a still, you're good.
I
Life
would like our
lessons.
audience not to think that this is too hard. He's basically just heating up alcohol, setting up some tubes to drain the evaporation off, and he's making alcohol. It's that simple, correct?
Yeah. So it's just a matter of separating the alcohol from the water by boiling it, having the gas from the alcohol boils at a lower temperature, and then condensing that back into a liquid.
Well, it's gotta be,
Seventh grade
it's gotta
science.
Be, no, there's got
That's-
to be an art to it, though, right? I mean, it's got to be more than.
There is a lot of art to it.
There it is.
And so it is, and that's what I think goes back to my personality. It's kind of the blend of both the very technical side of it, which some people are, some companies are really strong at, and then the blend of the art side being, like a good baker, knows how to match flavors or chef or whatever. So there's definitely a blend of the two. So I feel like for me to be better at my craft, I need to have appreciation for both sides of it.
So what's your number one seller right now?
Right now, so about half of our products are sold out till probably March or April. So about 2 months.
That reminds me, I posted a picture of 1835, my favorite whiskey, and you basically called it piss.
Well, I try not to put people down too bad publicly for their bad choices, but I couldn't hold back for you.
Yeah. You've come to the right place.
So I like 1835. What would be something that you got comparable or better?
Our bourbon is our big hit right now. So it's Alamo bourbon. We make it all in house. We do it start to finish. It's so wheated bourbon, no rye, aged a minimum of 6 months. We handcrafted all of ourselves.
1835
Gluten-free?
whiskey, right? Yeah. What's it? Bourbon whiskey?
Okay, so whiskey is just a general term that means it is the base ingredient is grain. So as opposed to, we think of rum, the base ingredient to that from which the fermentation occurs is sugar. Exactly, sugar cane.
You know your alcohol.
Yeah, you're
PJ.
so impressed with yourself.
You're so pleased.
Hey, connoisseurs do what we do. So
I wouldn't call PJ a connoisseur.
I'd call him an alcoholic.
Tomato.
hey, you do it. Why are you practicing so much? Well,
See?
It comes in
Own
handy.
your craft.
so. But yeah, so whiskey is the broad category made from grain. So there's scotches, there's Irish whiskeys, all of those are kind of in the broad umbrella. And so bourbon is a specific type of whiskey that has specific, characters that make it a bourbon.
So where can we? I know you said it's sold out. Who are you selling it to? Local restaurants, bars?
Yeah, so we sell to a distributor and it kind of disappears across the state. That being said, we do probably about half of our business in the San Antonio area. We're doing very well in Dallas-Fort Worth. We got a good footprint in Austin. So there's products on the shelf kind of all across the state, but those are kind of our three big hubs. We're out in West Texas some. Obviously, we're in Houston as well, but those are right now our big. So we've had to, because we are outselling demand right now, we've kind of had to pull back on new accounts. We've had a big bar push lately, so there's a lot of San Antonio bars that have really become advocates of our product, and so that we are trying to keep enough product on hand to support bars that have been friendly enough to put us on the menu.
So it's Alamo whiskey.
So we have Alamo Craft Whiskey, which is
Alamo
kind of our staple product, and then now our kind of our premium product, as we say, is our bourbon. And so that's is the hardest to make, longest aging time, and highest demand.
And you got a drinking spot here in San Antonio, right?
Yep. So at our distillery, we have about an 800 square foot tasting room. And so people can come in and have a tour and see what we do. We taste all our products, and they can come in and buy mixed drinks, come and buy bottles, come and buy shirts, all that sort of stuff.
Nice. Go ahead and, what's the address?
621 Chestnut, downtown San Antonio. It's about 5 blocks from the Alamo.
Nice.
Good location.
It is a good location.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's where I'm going to have to go to try this bourbon that you claim is better than mine.
Oh, what's funny is we don't have a single bottle left in the distillery. I mean, so we pull the bottle out, and so I'm like, you can smell this bottle, but that's about the closest you're going to get to it.
Well, what's the name of the vodka you brought us today?
Yeah, so we just launched our Red Cobra vodka. So we've been asked for years to get a vodka on the market, and really the timing is right with our current projects to be able to launch it quickly. So we just launched a couple weeks ago, new for 2018. So it's a corn-based vodka, so it's American-style vodka as opposed to potato, wheat, rye. So it's a lightly sweet, rich on it, very smooth on the finish. And so we put in a good bit of research to make sure that we're getting good flavor matching, get highest quality product as well. And then we said, well, how much is vodka selling for? Well, let's sell it at 2/3 the price. And
Nice.
so we beat out about 30 or 40 vodkas whenever we were in the development phase on it to make sure that we're giving a good product to our customers. And
Ray, what's your thoughts on the vodka? I like it.
This is probably, well, I don't really drink a lot of vodka, and I don't really know what it is, but it's good.
Well, I got a bottle of Absolute downstairs, and this is better than the Absolute by far.
well, thank you.
I'm enjoying it. Are you guys entering any kind of competitions and whatnot?
We do a lot. So we do events for people to come and taste that a lot. We don't send off a lot of bottles to national ratings just because it hasn't seemed to be worth it whenever we've participated to drop $500 for them to tell them, oh, you have a pretty good product. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But unless we win the gold medal on it, it's hard to justify the expense. So, but yeah, especially whenever we're like, you gave that gold medal to them. They don't even manufacture it. How much do they pay you off for it? So,
yeah.
So we're, believe it or not, I have some opinions.
What's at the shop? What do you guys got at the shop if you're all sold out of the bourbon?
We just got a new batch of the craft whiskey out, which has been out of stock for about a month. So our craft whiskey is a corn and malted barley whiskey, aged with local San Antonio live oak. And it kind of has a flavor palette of kind of a American style blended with a Scotch. So it's heavy on the single malted barley, gives it a real kind of earthy grain flavor to it. And then the live oak has a light cinnamon, spice note to it.
You can just tell by how descriptive he is. He's really all about this stuff. You know what I mean?
I know I'm not a drinker because literally all alcohol to me tastes like snake venom and hatred. I can't taste the cinnamon notes. I don't pick up on the barley. I think I'm just a softie.
Well, when you drink a whole bottle at a time, it's hard to get those notes.
And you need the hatred.
Yeah.
And what you don't understand, that's self-hatred you're drinking.
No,
it's not hatred of
Agreed.
others.
When you're crying, it also completely messes up all of the flavor palette that's there.
Is that what's going on? You were drinking when you wanted to see Coco?
No.
Or lies?
No.
So,
I think that was me. There we go.
Nope.
So, what about your website? Is there anywhere people can get your alcohol?
Statewide, I mean, we're in probably 200 stores statewide.
Yeah.
So we're in a bunch of major chains. We're in a bunch of independents, kind of the mom and pops. So it's kind of a blend. And to be honest, every store picks up different stuff. So our 4 main staples that we make under the Alamo brand is Alamo Rum, Alamo Dark Rum, Alamo Craft Whiskey, and Alamo Bourbon. And we're just now launching the Red Copper Vodka. We're hoping to close some deals over that the next couple of weeks. So it'll be in all the major venues as well.
So your biggest problem right now is you're sold out of crap. People want your stuff too much.
I would love to spin it another way, but that's kind of the truth.
Oh.
So we have a lot of international listeners, like a lot of Kiwis and Aussies and Brits and whatnot. How could they get it if they wanted it? They wanted the official
Move
booze
to Texas.
of Bicker Bots.
Move to
Yeah,
Texas.
is there any way to ship alcohol? You can't ship alcohol, can you?
Nope, is illegal by Texas state law. So we are working on starting to do some exporting, but that's probably a year away at minimum.
Yeah. We got listeners up in Massachusetts that think that, or New Hampshire, something up north where it's fucking cold. Screw you, Joe. All right. OCD. They think they got the drinks up
That's
there.
a different country, right?
Yeah. They're Patriots
It's
fans.
definitely
They're
a
the
different
worst
world.
people. They're just dirty people.
Okay, then.
Enjoying that vodka there,
Yeah,
Ray.
he's been chugging that.
I know, man. I still have a cup here, and
It's
he's
just
just
delicious. That's why.
It's like you had to put a nipple on it to get him to drink it at first. Now you can't get it out of his hand. Small little.
Hey, at least you're not getting the red.
I don't get red, man.
Oh, congrats
Unlike
to you.
you,
Oh, I don't get red.
Mr.
fucker.
52% Filipino.
51.
Yikes.
51. Let's
Yikes.
not go overboard here, okay?
23andMe hit that?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We all did one. He came back pure hate. So he was 96% Korean.
92. Again, if you're
Okay.
gonna claim honesty, let's
I don't
get
really
everything.
pay attention to you that much. He came back 92%
That's a good
Korean.
thing.
And what was it? 8% vagina?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
1%.
secretions.
Yeah, 1%.
1%?
0.3% sex pillow.
Sex pill.
I thought it was
Cotton. Wool. Well, no. So is there a website?
Yeah, www.alamodistilling.com. And then mostly we're pushing through our Facebook. I mean, that's kind of the easiest way to throw information out there and respond to customer requests and information as well.
Well, thanks for the reminder. BickerBots Podcast at Facebook.com, Twitter, Instagram. I know I just stomped on our guest plug, but damn it, people, like the Facebook page. Let's go here.
Hey, just link us, man.
Yeah, link it.
Yeah, and we're going to put you in the show notes and things like that so people know where they can check your page out and find your alcohol. Do you have any more questions for him on this?
Mm.
So,
Man, I usually do like 30-minute tours, and people ask me every sort of dirty secret in the industry, and you're like, oh,
Okay, well, how long
what's
is
in vodka? All right, okay.
how long does the bourbon take to ferment? And do you put it in the barrels?
So the start to finish, it takes about a week to get the clear liquid. So that's mashing, which is the process of turning the starches in the grain into sugars. So we use enzymes for that. Some are in the barley, some we add to it. And then after a week of fermentation, then we distill it. Distillation takes about a day. And then at that point, we have the clear spirit. Then we put that into barrel. And at minimum right now, we're doing about 6 months. We've had some fantastic.
6 months.
Yeah. So we do smaller barrels than most. So we're doing 30-gallon barrels, number 2 char. Gives it kind of that light cherry and vanilla note to it whenever it's done aging. And unfortunately, this time of year, the aging pretty much stops for 3 months once it drops below about 70 degrees on a daily basis. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. So that's why all of our demand is high right now, and all of our supply is really low because we haven't got really any.
So when do you expect your next batch to drop?
We're hoping late February.
Oh, late February. That's soon. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's like 6 weeks from now.
Yeah, considering I've been out of stock since like late November, that's a
Oh,
problem.
I'm not.
man. Oh, man.
Supply and demand. Right?
I'm not worried about your other people. I'm worried about us.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is in 6 weeks we'll have a bottle of whiskey we can put on the table. Eventually, we're going to decorate the studio here with all of our would-be sponsors. Hint, hint. And we'll get these things up for you. It's cool, man. Do you want to stick around? You want to play a little bit of Bickerbots with us?
Absolutely. You might need to give me some instruction when I start screwing it up. but
It's not hard, man. We cover current events, pop culture, and we just make comments.
You got my time.
All right, man. So on one of our past podcasts, OCDs, off-color discussions, sent us a bunch of questions and asked us who we thought was next to get caught up in the sexual harassment scandal.
Yeah, we already answered that though.
Yeah.
We did, but guess who was right?
Me?
I was.
About with who?
Well, I could have swore I said James Franco, so he's been getting pounded for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do remember
You
I
did say Franco,
I did say Franco.
and I defended him.
Yeah.
But
How about that?
No. But again, those are all still allegations at this point.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
It does not matter. You
How-
are guilty.
how
I think
is that-
of
how
the
does that-
100 allegations out there, I think there's been like 1 or 2 confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. No. That
Kevin Spacey.
Well, Kevin Spacey. That,
Well, he admitted
That's
to
confirmed.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And but
Well, you gotta lay off Kevin Spacey. Remember, he's gay.
Oh, free pass.
Free pass. Okay.
No, Stan Lee is what's. I'm butthurt over
Okay.
Stan Lee.
You want to talk about Stan Lee?
Whoever's accusing Stan Lee, just stop it.
Well, did you see what so Stan Lee's was, I went to do some kind of photo shoot with him. He grabbed my ass and told me a dirty joke.
Oh.
I think that's the same thing George Sr. got busted with.
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too. He's a 90-year-old man.
this
And-
was recent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like 2 or 3 years ago for W Senior.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wait. What happened? So Stan Lee did this 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was a couple years back. That
Oh, I thought this was in like the 30s or something.
No, this was a couple years ago. He's 90 plus.
Yeah. Hence me thinking it happened in the 30s.
No, dude, just
Exactly. Like I feel like at that point, even 2 or 3 years ago, he probably like his mind was like still back.
If
in
you
the
go to
60s,
the
70s.
if you go to the
Like,
old folks' home and one of the dudes like grabs your butt, are you gonna like run and tell the nurses? No, you just shake it off and you go to McDonald's and you get yourself some.
He's
Well,
like
I point at, how many people on a daily basis go to Stan Lee for a hug and a picture?
the thing is,
that's got to be.
and
in
don't
the
tell me you were
hundreds.
scared. I almost killed Stan Lee at Comic-Con a couple years back. Not anything violent. I just almost knocked him over. I wasn't paying attention where I was going. I almost ran him over.
Yeah,
Humble
well,
brag.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
when you climbed on his back, you know, like
Yeah. Give me a ride, Spider-Man. Excelsior this mother. All right, let's see here. Okay. Oh, H&M. Has anybody seen this?
No.
H&M has
The
came
clothing
under
brand?
fire, right, for showing a black child model
Oh,
wearing
yeah.
the hoodie. It says "coolest monkey in the jungle."
Yeah.
Who let that go to print?
First of all, isn't H&M a European brand?
I don't give a fuck.
No. The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because like I'm pretty sure like the
You
whole
don't think the
black
stereotype
thing-
exists over there?
No. It does exist, but I don't think it's as
Oh,
like,
Europeans aren't racist?
or sensationalized.
Oh, they're way racist.
Oh yeah, they are. Sensationalized
Yeah.
as it is in America. So like
Right.
probably that might have like flown over in Europe, but they just didn't do like the proper QC when they brought that ad over to.
There it is right there. The coolest
Yeah.
monkey in the jungle. That is hideous. I have no clue how they got away with that.
That's amazing. I want that.
So I'm kind of split on it. I'm split on it, right? If you take any other child and you put him in that hoodie, there's no conversation.
Then it's cultural appropriation.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, how is that cultural appropriation?
He doesn't even know what that means. He just says words from time to
I know,
time. He
you
doesn't
think
know
that
what
fits, but it doesn't.
I'm
Just
not
like
going to
that's
support
why it
that
doesn't-
statement at all. Now that I think about it, I'm just going to let that one go.
Here's what I'm gonna say. You can make the debate that there was no ill intent in this child wearing this hoodie. You can
Right.
make that conversation,
Right.
but on some level, you have to be intelligent enough to realize that you're going to offend somebody.
Well, in this current climate, you can offend. It's impossible not to offend.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Like
completely
somebody.
agree.
Yeah, like
That's
so. Like
true.
I mean, that's just the reality of it. And at this point, it's actually kind of working in like the people who are offensive, their favor, because there's so many people who are offended so many times that like it's just like a deluge, and you can't sort through it all. So at this point, I'm just ignoring everything.
Oh, our resident liberal doesn't believe in this anymore. That's awesome.
that's not what
You've
I'm
came
saying.
so far.
Excuse me,
You're a
but
big
shut
boy
the
now.
Fuck up,
Aw.
first of all.
and it's you've come so far.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Correction.
I mean, the proper way that I would have came is if I came on your face.
Wow.
That's
Wow. We did mention the Christian in the room,
Oh,
right?
I know.
Hey, I've been here for every episode.
You do not count.
You make some of these jokes though.
Okay, so
But
I
he
found the
didn't make
Stan
this
Lee one
one.
here. A nursing company which once provided services to Stan Lee in 2016 is making complaints that he had engaged in sexual misconduct. Complainants stated that Mr. Lee had made advances towards nurses and inappropriate comments. You
Again,
ever see pictures of
he's a
Stan Lee in the
senile old
70s?
dude. Like,
That penis has been checked out for
I
decades.
know. He
At
doesn't
this
get
point, it's
enough.
just a
I know,
decoration.
Exactly. It's just proof that he's a dude. Like
Yeah.
that's all it is right now.
Stan Lee was a pimp in the 70s. Did you ever see
In the 70s, it's 2018.
I'm not denying the fact
Like,
that...
like his next breath could be his last.
It
Like,
could.
Like,
Look, check out Stan Lee in the 70s.
Got it.
I'm just saying.
baller.
Baller. I mean, he's
He
just...
looks like a homeless vet. If I'm being honest, that is not the best. If you're gonna say he was a pimp, that's not the picture I would have went with. Anyway,
and
move on.
from World War One.
Homeless World War I vet. But no, seriously, I don't. This is a soft note, a
who
sore
cares?
spot for me. Like, I think I really want people to just leave Stan Lee alone. He's kind of like off limits. All the comic books that I've got in the movies, leave him alone. Let him grab some tushies. It's okay.
Oh, you made Spider-Man have this ass?
Yes,
No.
we have to pay
Sorry.
tribute.
Okay, let's also be real. How many pictures are taken with him that they aren't grabbing his?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
that's not where I would have went. I'm not looking to get a handful of 90-year-old
I
ass.
imagine-
I
imagine
Stan
it's like-
Lee's, hell yeah.
I imagine it's like a wet tablecloth back there.
Ew, wet.
Depends.
He's not.
Well done. Points.
Points. Why does the guest come up with the best jokes so far? Okay, let's do entertainment here. Punisher's officially getting a season 2.
Duh.
Duh. Necessary. Must happen.
Yeah.
Black Panther set Marvel pre-sales record.
Yeah, that's not surprising. Yeah. Have you tried to book tickets yet for around here?
No, because I'm really taking to heart the shit Alex said.
What did he say?
You don't remember that on the podcast?
What did
He said Look, white people, you go see Black Panther the second weekend.
I don't remember this, but that's hilarious.
It's on record. We got to
It is.
record
I
it.
sort of remember something like that.
Did I tell you what what he said he would do if I go watch Black Panther with him?
No.
Is he gonna come dressed as Black Panther or something?
He said that he would pull out his Nigerian robe and come watch the movie with me.
Why does he have a Nigerian robe?
That's what I asked him, and I said, if you actually have one, we have to go together. And he said yes. So I'm fully expecting him to do this, and I don't take pictures, but this time I will, just for you guys.
Can I get in on this?
Yeah, can we put that on
Sure,
the Facebook?
Sure. Okay.
I mean, I want to go. The wife is
Oh, I ain't
boycotting
going.
it.
I ain't going to no premieres, especially this one. Nah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So, are you safe for being dressed or set next to him
No,
dressed like that, or are
no.
you in more danger?
I have this weird irrational fear that if you go to a premiere of a movie, you're more likely to be shot by some psycho.
It's irrational.
What?
It happened
I'm
once.
not going to this premiere.
It
I'm
happened
not.
once.
Well, are you going to go see it in like L.A. or are you going to go
No,
see
he
it
just
in-
thinks anywhere.
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 I'll go see Black Panther like 3 weeks after it's already been out. Less likely to get shot.
Congrats to the Liberal.
What's the okay?
Well done.
Black Widow movie is finally getting made. Congrats.
Yeah.
Why
Good
is
job.
that? Why is that?
Well, didn't
I
you want
mean-
that stupid stinker?
Yeah, I mean, you want
No.
equality for everybody. So now
Yeah,
that-
that's not a liberal thing. That should just be a decent human being thing. You asshole.
no. Just because she's a woman doesn't need. She needs a movie. I mean, now that she dyed her hair
How are
blonde.
you okay? Well, so how is Wonder Woman on your top 10 and then like all of a sudden Black Widow is like too
Well,
far?
because Black Widow is stupid.
No, she's not.
Oh,
stupid.
you mean like the character? I don't care about the. Yeah, I agree. I don't like the character.
Oh, here traditional liberal flip flopping. As we move
I never
on,
said I liked Black Widow.
he just gets louder and louder. Okay, did you see this thing with Mark Wahlberg?
No.
Okay, so All of the Money in the World. It was originally shot with Kevin
Oh, yeah.
Spacey. So when they removed Spacey out, they had to reshoot all his scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, all the actors agreed, and the director, nobody got a paycheck for it.
Mm-hmm.
They were all getting paid just per diem money, right?
Yeah.
Well, come to find out, Mark Wahlberg said, "No, I don't get fucking per diem. You're going to cut me a good check."
It's Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, it's Mark Wahlberg. So
he's the most profitable actor in Hollywood right now.
yeah, for 2017, he made
I
the
wouldn't
most
even
money.
I wouldn't even fact check that. I would just believe it. I mean, it's Mark Wahlberg. You can't name a bad Mark Wahlberg movie.
And,
I can't.
And
can
the
make-
reshoots
I
were
can-
like almost the equivalent of some of the entire movies that he is shooting.
Right.
Yeah, so I got to hear.
Hold on.
made,
Are we defending Mark Wahlberg? here?
Absolutely.
'Cause
Well, I am.
I'm not. Like Mark Wahlberg is a.
Liberal.
If those people were too stupid to have their time not worth money,
That's
I
not.
can't
that,
believe
wait,
that.
Wait. That's not the point of them not taking a paycheck. It's not because they're somehow too stupid. They voluntarily gave up the paycheck because for a cause.
That's
right?
stupid.
What?
How is that stupid?
What cause of selling tickets is there?
Yeah.
The cause. So.
Why do you act like this is for the greater good?
So-
I don't
Because
understand that.
they had a purpose for. They're not just
The
going.
purpose is to
we
make
don't
the
want to get
movie."
paid because we're bad actors.
So first of all,
That's not how
Kevin
that-
Spacey has been known in a creep in Hollywood for 30 years, 20 years
sure,
or so.
sure. Okay.
So they should have never hired him in the first place if he knew he was a creep.
No, it gets better. It gets
Wait.
better. Let me just finish reading this here, okay? The reshoots cost a total of $10 million. All right. The director, Ridley Scott, who's a huge director, he didn't get paid anything. They said the reshoot was expensive, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't going to take money. She wasn't going to take money, blah, blah, blah. Mark Wahlberg gets $1.5 million. Okay.
Well,
Which he
wait,
didn't say in an interview.
wait. Michelle Williams, who is a decent sized actor,
She's a decent sized?
decent.
Big girl?
No, she's like a B. She's a B actor.
Okay.
All right.
But this is going to be her biggest movie of her career.
I don't know about that.
Well, that's what she admitted.
Oh, well, she made less than $1,000 for reshoots. So if you do the math,
just
it comes
no.
out less than 1%. She
Well,
What?
just stop.
0.07%.
Was Mark Wahlberg in the original shooting?
yes, but
Yeah.
they had to
No, no,
reshoot
no.
all the scenes with Kevin Spacey.
And almost all of those
oh.
that were reshot was with Wahlberg and not her.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought they removed Spacey and put Wahlberg in.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
No, they did with
Wahlberg's already in
Plumber
the movie. They put
was the
Plumber.
replacement.
Plumber
well, then,
replaced
well, then,
Spacey.
yeah, Mark
Oh,
Wahlberg's
I see.
he's a
That's what-
douchebag then.
Okay.
If you're doing it that way,
Okay.
only because everybody else agreed not to.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's-
I thought he
That's
was
their
like an
problem.
add-on.
I mean, it's like, hey, do you want $20? Well, not really. Hey, I'd like $20 and take it.
But I guess what I'm saying is, if
Okay,
if,
no.
if
So,
they all
so you're calling them out for having solidarity and for Mark, like, so you're saying it's okay that Mark Wahlberg took advantage of them having solidarity.
Okay.
So you're that's what you're saying.
I'm saying Mark Wahlberg's time is worth a lot of money.
yeah,
I understand
He
that. Sure.
He took that time off of what he could have used
That's
to
true.
make other movies to do a reshoot because they were too dumb to put a creep in a major role in the movie.
Yeah.
So whenever they decided, after knowing for years that he was a creep, then to put him in the movie and decide to take him out once this became public, that's when Plummer got
So the one I found was funny. They're like, so everybody they worked for free, and Mark Wahlberg said, "Fuck you, I don't work for free."
yeah.
But so here's the thing. So
Okay.
let's say all those actors took more money, then that's going to take away from the budget of the film. I think that's the big fear that they're trying to avoid.
because this movie's not going to make $200 million.
no.
I mean, internationally, yeah,
It's barely going to make a profit, barely.
But it looks like
well, and that was the same premise for Brokeback Mountain,
Yeah,
which Michelle Williams was in.
yeah, she was in it. And Randy Quaid sued whoever because it made so much money, and he only got paid like $10,000 or some
Well,
crap.
and that was the same point that they all take reduced amounts,
to do
if
these art projects.
Exactly, and that was the way it was pitched to Wahlberg.
Well,
So whenever Wahlberg accepted it and then took the reduced amount, it's like, look, if you want more of my time, which was another like 3 weeks of his time, which was again the equivalent of another movie. It's like, so you reduced my salary for this, which I accepted, and then you want to do another, almost month of my time, and then you want me to do that for free?
But the problem is he seems to have felt guilty about it because he donated his entire paycheck in Michelle Williams' name. Hashtag damage control.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
If this prevents him from getting hired for another movie,
yeah, I dig that.
they are stupid.
Yeah, no, I
'Cause
dig
he's,
that.
He's very
fine.
bankable right
He's
now.
going to be all right. All right.
Move on.
Netflix is rebooting She-Ra.
I don't know what that is.
How dare you?
I don't know what that is.
Were you born in the 90s?
88.
So
Okay,
basically, yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, basically.
What is
So
that?
She-Ra's
It should be
He-Man's-
premiering in North Korea any day now.
What is this? Now I'm like super curious.
She-Ra's
the-
the female He-Man, right?
Yeah, she was
Exactly.
He-Man's sister.
She-Ra.
Yeah.
Oh, She-Ra.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
That's such a pain in my ass.
I get that now. I don't care.
Well, there's also rumors of a Masters of the Universe movie.
So we got that on the list somewhere. We'll get to that.
this is such an 80s thing.
Wait. Dolph Lundgren was the original one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't cast anybody for the new one
They
yet.
blew that. They just recreated characters that weren't in the actual cartoon and stuck it in the movie.
So did you hear who they
It was
wanted
a
for the
cartoon
sequel?
movie?
No, the movie was based on the cartoon He-Man.
Yeah. Oh, but it was a live action movie.
Yeah, did you ever see the movie?
No, I'm not.
I know I love the
It's
movie.
not the
I'll be
worst
honest.
movie in the
I
world.
loved it, but they did like
But it's on the list.
yeah. There was no Battle Cat in that movie, right?
No, such a.
That was before CGI.
Yeah,
though.
CGI
Before
wasn't a
CGI.
thing.
So there were limitations of technology.
They would have had to paint it a fucking horse.
But
or
here's
something.
my deal: if you're gonna make a He-Man movie and you can't come up with some way to have Battle Cat, don't make the movie.
So their Skeletor was on point though.
It's kind of hard to screw that up. It's a buff guy with a skull face.
Well,
it ain't
you
that
never
hard.
saw his
All
body;
buff
you just saw
guys.
his face the whole time.
Yeah, and he wasn't even buff in this movie.
Yeah.
He-Man is just not my generation.
Oh, so
sorry.
the guy that created He-Man, he was kind of disappointed in Dolph Lundgren. He was like, he's not big enough. Yeah,
Dolph
look,
Lundgren?
yeah,
Dolph
look at
Lundgren
him.
was one of the biggest guys in the world at the time.
But he ain't big if you look at him.
He's like
well, he's thin, but he's
6'6",
yeah.
6'7",
He's
something like
tall, yeah, but
He's
he
a
ain't
giant
big.
dude.
They could have got a bodybuilder.
Yeah, I
that.
was.
Well, at
He-Man.
the time, one of the
Was-
Arnold was one
yeah,
of the
was
tallest bodybuilders. and
Arnold
he's-
should have did it.
Well, he's barely 6 foot. So Dolph Lundgren being 6 inches taller than him.
That's why Arnold lost out on the Incredible Hulk TV show to Lou because Lou was taller.
Lou is taller than Arnold. Oh, I always
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
he was like super short.
That's
You
why
sure
Lou.
about that? Can you fact check that? 'Cause I'm
I don't
pretty
need
sure
to.
Arnold
It's
is-
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm pretty sure.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. It came out of this, so it's truth.
Hey,
What, your
he's-
stink hole?
That's
He's 100% right 40% of the time.
Krypton on Sci-Fi. Anybody interested in this?
Mixed emotions.
What is that? Is that
It's a
like-
prequel to Superman. It's about life on the planet Krypton before Superman left and it exploded.
Who's interested in that?
I am sort of because Gotham worked. Gotham
Gotham
was a-
did not work.
You
Gotham is a
shut your
horrible
face.
Who
freaking
watches
show.
Gotham? It's
I
not-
watch Gotham because
Yeah,
it's good.
It's
No,
a
it's not.
CW show, isn't it?
It's not a CW show. It's on
I don't
Fox. And it's
care.
still garbage. But so they're following around Superman's grandfather. The only thing that I found interesting is they're showing some clip to where this guy travels back in time to Krypton and gives his the grandfather a Superman suit. Says, "Hey, make sure your grandson gets this because he's going to save the universe." And the guy's like, "I got grandkids." It's like, so we'll see.
I can't wear these pajamas.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor has been training with a P90X guy in a full beard, and everybody's like, "Oh, he must be rebooting Obi-Wan Kenobi."
So
Yeah.
Why does Obi-Wan need to be buff?
Yeah.
Everyone must
Because
be buff nowadays.
Yeah. Why does Jedi need to be buff in general? Because they can just throw things with their mind, right?
Yeah.
You need a
could be on
buff
the
body
couch
to have a
at
strong
home,
mind.
and-
Exactly.
Who's got the bags? You got the bag?
Yeah, I got the bags.
Get a bag. Oh, here we go. While you're digging.
I don't need to dig. I got one. Have you ever tried a dating site or app, and how did it go, Pack?
Yeah, which dating site are you currently
Hold
on?
on.
Hashtag Grinder.
Hashtag don't knock it till you try it. For that question, I feel like PJ could answer a lot better.
Yeah,
than
that's
that.
true.
Yeah, 'cause,
PJ had a bit of a man horror series.
Yeah.
Bumble, Plenty of Fish.
See, I've
Match.
tried those. I tried Match.
How'd it go?
I
You probably don't want to answer that question.
don't give a shit.
No,
Nobody
I don't
listens.
think you should answer that question.
Okay.
Pack should answer that question.
I'll tell you about the one I got on Plenty of Fish. It was scary.
We'll fire it away.
So it was what the fuck was it? Hey, my name's Jimmy. Blah blah blah. I know your thing says you're straight, but if you're ever interested, I'd like a chance at that ass.
It did not say that.
I wish I would still have the screenshot because I screenshotted it immediately and I sent it to my buddy and I said, "Please tell me this is you causing me drama here." And he sent me back this huge thing saying it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Are you going on the date? I was like, please God, don't ever talk to me again. Are you on Coffee and Bagel or something like that?
Yeah, that's
Is
the
that for
main-
asexual dating app?
No, it's
Yeah,
all for Asians.
yeah,
it's the Asian
it's for
one only.
asexuals, but it's we don't actually like meet up. We just keep on talking until
To yourself? So you just send messages to yourself?
Just
Yeah,
a messaging app.
basically.
Why don't you get on like Korean Connect or something?
ChristianKoreans.net.
No. Okay. Let's see.
Asians only?
The only success I've ever had in San Antonio was Tinder.
Is there a Backpage sub for Korean elitists? Backpage. You just found out
yeah,
about it.
Backpage.
He's
Oh,
already
yeah.
forgotten about Backpage.
He's looking for that plausible deniability. Your Honor, I never knew about Backpage.
No,
I don't know how the hooker got in my trunk.
Tinder was the only one. I don't really have any stories.
So
Just-
Tinder's just for hooking up, right? It's
Yeah.
not an actual.
It was supposed to be. They changed it.
Well, no. Like the
the
main
liberals
premise,
got a hold of it.
Oh, here we go.
What the fuck? The main premise of Tinder is still just to hook up, but now a lot of people want to hook up and then like they want to see where it goes from there.
Well, that's what Bumble's for. I thought Bumble was the wholesome Tinder.
I
No,
thought-
Bumble's-
Tinder's where you go for booty calls at 3:00
Bumble's the high class Tinder.
and wiener pics.
Because only the women can meet. If you match, you have to wait for the woman to contact you. You can't
Oh,
contact
that's
the woman.
sexist. It's a bit sexist.
it works.
Works, yeah.
Yeah.
An Australian electrician was fired recently for using a potato chip bag to ditch work and play golf. He got away with it for guess how long? 2 years.
I'm trying to figure out how he used a potato chip bag.
So he had a personal digital assistant that tracked his assigned location and jobs tracked. He took it, the PDA, and put it in the potato chip bag.
It was like a Faraday cage inside the
Yeah,
potato chip bag.
yeah. I saw the thing. The guy had made something absurd.
How
like
can you be mad at that? That's just
2
genius.
years? I
2
know.
years. He
Wow.
got paid like almost $200,000 to golf.
Great.
Yeah.
And what?
If you can cheat
Good
the
job.
system, I know. Like,
If his management was too stupid to realize his productivity was zero for years, they got exactly what they deserved.
Exactly.
They paid for that lesson.
Oh my God. I'm not even mad. Could you imagine going in for your review? Jimmy says you haven't done shit this week. Huh?
Hey,
No, my PDA says.
I've been where you wanted me to.
Yeah. What you got?
I don't think the potato chip bag thing would have worked. Anyway, whatever.
It
I
did.
think
It
it's
was,
made up.
it was on the internet.
Do you think any charities aren't worth supporting?
Red Cross.
I think anything that has a over 80% going to their fundraising, that drives
That's
me
a big
nuts.
red flag.
Yeah,
I think that's why everybody gave to that the football
most-
player, J.J. Watts.
yeah. Like St. Jude, for example. I mean, their fundraising overhead is massive. So for every $1 that you give through like their normal fundraising thing, only like 15-20 cents is actually going to St. Jude's.
Yeah. So J.J. Watt, what did he raise? He only set out to get like 10 million and raised like 300 million or something like that.
I don't even think it was like, I think it was like $500,000.
Yeah.
And it was
through the roof.
tens
But-
of millions.
But the thing was, he said every dollar donated will go. So he was funding all the overhead out of his own pocket.
What's the overhead? You create a bank account and then you.
Somebody has to collect it.
Well, a lot of them have just management expenses, of the organization.
It sounds like a racket.
Kind of.
Kind of, yeah.
I completely agree.
Okay, so do you know how you make a nonprofit, right? So you have a nonprofit, and at the end of the year, say there's $1.2 million in the account. Well, you're a nonprofit, so you can't carry that over to the next year. I guess a CEO just
Well,
got a fat bonus.
Yeah. So there's two types. There's not for profit and there's nonprofit. And so if you and this is really where Hillary was, I think got kind of in trouble for her.
Watch.
Here we
might come
go.
across the table at you here.
From my understanding of that, they were funneling a lot of money for charity usage, and then it ended up being, kind of a slush fund for whatever they want to do.
Pantsuits.
So if you're, hey, I'm looking pretty good these days in pantsuits.
Correction, JJ Watt raised $37 million, not $300 million.
Nobody cares.
It's just 1 0. I was off. Have you seen this stupid ass laundry pod challenge?
What is that?
Oh,
You just killed
You
us.
just missed it. So
Keep your
What
hands to
is
yourself.
that?
the laundry pod thing is like it's basically like we should just. People think that those laundry part like
Are
detergent
edible?
pods, no, they think they look delicious.
Yeah.
Not even they know it's not edible. They know it's poisonous, but they think it looks delicious, and so we have grown adults eating them.
What's
Because
wrong with humans? I don't understand.
I want them all to die. like, please eat them and just.
This
don't
is
think
this is
medical
functionally the
attention.
Darwin Award.
Exactly. Just die. Like if you're gonna do that, go ahead.
And when they survive, they become voters.
Ouch.
so like Tide had this big push out there. They're like, please don't do this.
Teens are eating laundry detergent pods
Yeah.
and hazardous.
Internet challenge.
It's so
Oh,
dumb.
my goodness.
Yeah, Tide.
Again, let them.
I thought it was
At
crazy
the
that
same
Tide had a
time,
commercial.
Don't
They're like,
send
please don't
medical
do this.
help.
I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
Man, what happened to common sense? Like,
Where did it go?
All right, who put individual mandate on the list?
Not me. I don't even know what that is. Is that a tax thing?
No, it was the Obamacare thing. So they pulled the individual mandate off of it. So if you don't have health care at the end of the year, you're not going to get penalized for it.
I didn't put that because that sounds really boring.
Well, liberal?
No.
Maybe Alex did it.
When's the last time I've ever contributed to that list?
Fair enough.
Yeah, never. People in Thailand and Vietnam and the Philippines are rounding up stray dogs and pet dogs to butcher for the illegal dog meat trade.
I put that.
I would like you to answer for this.
Now, there's a
Well,
Netflix
speaking as-
series called Shadow Trade or something on Netflix about this.
Speaking as the resident Chinese and Vietnamese person here.
It's a bold claim.
I mean, you're the one who said you wanted me to answer it.
Yeah.
I can officially tell you, get the fuck out of our country. Don't mind your own business. All right? Let us do what we want.
This coming from the guy that when I said there was no space in America, got pissed.
There's no space in America?
Yeah, for the illegals, so they got to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't bite.
Okay.
Don't bite.
I'd like to direct your attention here to the screen while we watch the laundry pod challenge for a second here, because this shit looks ridiculous. So they're throwing it into a mixing bowl,
And that's a frying skillet.
a frying pan, and you can see this chick. Oh,
She
Jesus.
bit
She
it?
put the whole pod in her mouth. Whole pods. And then
And
they
they're biting
biting
down.
it.
Are
And
they
then,
swallowing this?
no. Oh, my God.
Well, this guy put a whole bowl of them, and then he poured a delicious cold scooping of milk on the top of the pods.
This is the dumbest shit in the
All right,
world.
kill it, man. I can't watch this anymore.
Like
This
he
is
said,
making me
these people are going to
furious
vote
with anger.
someday.
It's going
I mean-
to run our country, and they're eating laundry pods. All right, whatever.
Okay, so back to
They're eating dogs. They're stealing your pets, and they're cooking them up. Nobody has nothing on this?
Again, is this happening in America?
No.
Then why the fuck do you care?
I can't really argue with that. Okay, I don't. Let me
hey,
rephrase.
stupid decisions elsewhere always come here too.
Sure.
Okay, I'm not
But
saying I
until we
care.
have a news story about
Yeah.
Chinese and Vietnamese people in America
Listen, I'm
rounding
not-
up pets and killing them and
I'm not
eating
saying I
them.
care. I'm saying it's an interesting conversation.
I'm saying in the documentary Demolition Man that they ate some rats there in their burgers. So
Yeah.
I'm saying it
Hey,
could happen here.
points.
Too.
If you
Points.
can't taste the rat in the burger, do you really have a rat in your burger?
Yeah.
Hey, do you know that rat feces there's a certain amount that's allowed in your food?
I do know. I
Yeah.
do know. Yeah.
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 And again,
Are you the one
he
putting
knows
it there?
this.
Exactly,
He knows it because he sprinkles it on his food at night
Where you
gotta
getting the rat
poison the
poop?
people. Like.
from his rat farm.
Gross.
This isn't.
I mean,
So
what's there to talk about there? I mean, a dog is delicious. I mean, what do you want?
You've
me to
never
say?
had dog.
I know.
I would like to take a moment and pay respect to our commander and pimp. So President Donald Trump is being accused of arranging a $130,000 payment to a former adult star a month before the 2016 election as part of an agreement for her not to publicly talk about her sexual encounters with President Trump.
Don't care.
I just don't care about Trump anymore.
I
Like,
mean,
he's
would we like to
just-
at least know the name? I mean,
No, it doesn't
No.
matter. What he does in his sex life is none of my business. Don't care.
Yeah, I just don't care anymore. Look, man, like
These are sort of stories that come out, and It disappoints me, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, exactly. You can't say enough bad things about him at this point. Like I know
There is nothing
all right?
wrong with the president. Let's please
get
be
outta
honest
here.
here.
PJ.
He's been married like 4 times. So what difference does it make that he was hooking up with like a sex? What was she? A sex zombie? What was she doing?
Porn star?
Yeah.
Sex zombie.
I don't care.
Hey, I got you. I mean, she's decent looking.
She's in the sex industry. Why would? There's not a lot of unattractive women in the.
Yes, there are.
No, there's not a lot.
Okay, there's not a lot. I'll give you that. Pam Anderson slams victimhood feminism. Pay attention. Says Weinstein victims knew what they were getting into.
Oh, hello, Pam. How's that hepatitis?
Pam
doing?
Anderson said that.
Oh, that's a low blow.
That's probably because her metric for sexual assault involves like 16 dicks.
Yeah, or 16-inch wieners.
Jeez. Oh, that Tommy Lee video make
Yeah.
you question your life.
Yeah.
What?
Log jamming, I think it was called.
You never seen the Tommy Lee
What are you
video?
guys
Oh,
talking
you can
about?
still find it.
No, wait. Do I want to see this? I don't think I want to see this.
It's
You
just
might
the porn.
commit
It's
Harry
back when
Carey.
she was still attractive.
Yeah.
Was she ever attractive? I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson?
No,
Bruh.
I've never seen a picture of her like where I would describe her as attractive.
You're a savage.
You have no taste.
Maybe
It's Pamela Anderson, man. The entire world came together as a species to say that woman is attractive.
that's not true.
You can't be the one outlier.
Maybe in the 80s, like
No,
people-
not in the 80s.
That
the
being
90s,
said, like
man.
my expectation of women as they age that have had a lot of plastic surgery,
Yeah.
they just get to the point where they end up, sometime in their usually 40s, start looking freakish.
Yeah.
So she actually looks very normal these days.
Does she?
For what?
Is this like a timeline progression?
No, this is just a younger Pam here.
No, you went too
Back.
far back. Get her in Baywatch.
Well, anyway, there's a lot of freakish looking.
Okay, right there in the
No,
white
you're
or
right.
the blue, she
Yeah.
doesn't look good there. How about in the little Dodgers outfit? Hell, in the purple in the end. You gonna tell me she's not cute?
You're full of crap.
You're out of
Nah.
your mind.
No, she's
Well,
not that.
Pam,
Nah, whatever.
She's like a
Pam.
solid 6.
He's just being a liberal right now.
Ray has horrible
Oh,
taste.
He's being a hipster right now. That's what it is.
No,
I'm
I'm
more-
not. I legitimately, I think she's like a 6. Like there's not.
You were out of your friggin' mind.
I guess so.
No, this isn't like, you know what? I'm not going to fight on
What
this.
if we were
I'm
to
not gonna-
darken her hair and almond her eyes a little bit? Would she be?
No, her boobs are too big.
Yeah, because men hate that. All right, moving right along.
Some men do.
Asexual men.
Oh,
Maybe.
this was funny. So they asked when the some elected Democrat what they thought of the Trump scandal with the adult porn star, and he responded with, "Hillary Clinton is truly the worst candidate we've ever had in American history."
He's not wrong.
So everybody's like, "You couldn't beat this guy, seriously?"
Yeah.
All right.
I got one. Which celebrities do you like, dislike? Really? We're going that
Nah, throw that
generic?
one
Can
out.
I just throw this one
Throw
out?
that one out.
I don't want to dignify this one.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Throw it out.
It's like, Dave, how is your day going?
Yeah. All right. How long do you think you would have survived in prehistoric times?
Wait, prehistoric as in like caveman times, or like are we just saying like we got transported into the dinosaur era?
Yes. So like today, we just get transported to take your pick. If it's caveman time, I'm going to rule them all. Yep.
I don't know, man.
I'm going to be fierce. I'm going to make a stone club.
Now, are we talking like caveman era, like in the Ice Age, and we're like, just dropped in there? Or are we talking, like the
Let's say the weather's nice.
because
Fair
I
weather.
put this in
fair weather
context
caveman.
of we have 4 guys in a room that enjoy central air conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. We're used to the comforts of the modern world. So
Yes.
like, I don't know how to hunt for my food. Like,
I mean, I've been outside before.
I'm a pretty outdoorsy guy, and I realize that in a month I'm gonna
die.
probably gonna die
So-
after my burger is not ordered at this is not good for me.
So what I'm thinking is I'm going to be the guy that follows the hunters around, and then once they kill the animal, I'm going to bash them in the back of their skull with a rock and just
Because they would never see that coming.
they're too busy focusing on the hunt.
They were stupid. I mean, they were Neanderthals. So the
Okay,
average,
we're really going to talk about stupid as we just watched a video of people eating the.
I think
Odds.
stupidity has been like
I
always
think
within.
I think
like,
intelligence has got to be decreasing. If
I
this
mean,
is a
we've
trending
gotten to
thing.
the point where we could make the pods, Anyways, so average Neanderthal's height was 5'5".
wow.
Yeah.
I think
I would have fit right in.
Oh, so because they're short, you can take them. Is that how you think that works?
short and stupid. Yes.
Okay, I'll give you
Weren't
that.
they also like massively more buff than we were? Like,
No, that's an idea that people just assume naturally. But
Netflix.
No, I'm serious. Think about that, right? So how much protein were they eating? They were eating
Maybe
quality protein.
Maybe not buff, like
Right.
like necessarily like hypertrophic buff, but like as in like they were
Just genetically
stronger.
naturally born.
No, just stronger as in because they had to spend their entire life
I
fending
think-
for their lives.
I kind of what you're going off of you. Like
Functional
their,
strength.
Their
Yeah, that's
whole
what I'm saying.
life is
Yeah.
under some sort of
Stress.
durable stress
Yeah,
of
exactly.
I
when's
still
my
think I
next
could take
meal?
them.
I have to catch it.
Yeah, but
But they were also pack hunters, so like I mean,
I could take a couple of them.
I don't think you could.
I think I could.
I don't. They had spears, like you die.
Yeah.
so we've
No.
been through things that are worse than what caveman had to go through.
We've been married twice.
Yeah, marriage
Oh
didn't
my
exist
god,
in those days.
you guys are so dumb. Like
Did you notice how we were on the same page there? Did you notice
I
that?
did, and like that's just I think that speaks more to like how unhappy you've been through 2 marriages.
Well, the first one didn't count. It was annulled.
Oh,
She was a cheater, so
oh,
I get a free pass on that.
Gotcha.
My first couple didn't count, so. All right, so there's this rumor that everybody thought that Hugh Hefner was a Jedi.
A Jedi.
Because if you notice, as soon as he died, all the sexual harassment scandals come pouring out. He was the one that was containing it all.
That's kind of hilarious.
That's pretty good.
We miss you, Hef.
Ooh,
We know
that's
you're not in a better place.
Okay, so this is interesting. You read comic books at all?
Not so much.
That's okay. No judgment. This is like Planet Fitness. Judge free. You know what I'm saying. I'm really reading this, but I'm trying to talk at the same time.
I wanted
so-
to just let you keep screwing it up.
No, it's okay.
Is
so
this another Planet Fitness? Okay,
no,
go ahead.
no. Jason Todd versus the Winter Soldier. This is really good.
Jason Todd. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Who wrote? Did you write this? This is really good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Can I have
winner.
some context?
Okay, so Jason Todd was one of Batman's Robins that was
okay.
murdered by the Joker, and then due to some twist of fate, came back to life, and then took on the persona of the Red Mask, which he's
Red
basically like Batman,
Red
but he's a lot Red Hood. Sorry, Red Hood. You're right, and he's a lot more aggressive and aggro. But
He
he's
has no
basically-
issue with killing or
right.
guns.
So he's like Batman with no conscience.
Yeah.
But and then the Winter Soldier.
And-
So obviously the Winter Soldier is going to win, but still that's a really cool matchup.
Yeah.
Is the Winter Soldier? Does he have the Super Soldier serum in him? He does.
So in the movies, no, but in the comics, yes.
Wait, in the movies he does.
No. He's got the bionic arm
Oh, I thought he
No.
was also. No, I'm pretty sure he has.
How does he
Yeah.
not age?
because they
They
freeze him.
freeze
They
him.
freeze
Ah,
him,
okay.
yeah. Wait, well, I mean, like,
We need to do research because I think he's right.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But
he's
he
a
has the super strength outside of the arm.
Yeah.
I wish you people would just listen to me. Go ahead, keep talking while I Google
Anyways,
this.
Let's refer to the documentary The Avengers.
I think I'm. I don't know. I think it would be a fair fight, mostly because the Red Hood he's like super like he's on. I think it's in canon that he's about as smart as the Batman is in terms of like. Oh wait, this is DC versus Marvel, by the way. These are two
Yeah.
completely okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
so
We just
I
accepted
think I think he would definitely be able to outsmart the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier has never been proven to be like that intelligent. Like he's always been like really capable. He's like he's like he gets the mission done.
it. Isn't he
But-
the perfect Russian soldier?
Right, but
Isn't that what he is?
Well, he's
like-
not a Russian.
and he's
so-
not a,
I know he's not a Russian,
and he's not a spy. So he's like
Mongoloid.
again intelligent. He's like
but who brought him about? The
Oh.
Russians.
Yeah, but they're
The Red
Armin
Skull.
Zola.
yeah, Zola.
Do you remember the short fat guy in Captain
Yeah,
America with the
yeah.
glasses?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, he was trying to replicate the super serum,
Yeah.
and that's how you get the Red Skull. He got all
Right.
tore up, so he tried another version on Bucky Barnes.
There it is. I knew he had
So
something
yeah,
like that.
so he is super.
yeah. Not the exact
Super-ish,
same one
yeah.
as Captain America, but
It's not as
enough.
good.
Okay, but that bionic arm makes up for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So what do you got? Who's going to win it? Winter Soldier, Jason Todd.
I'm going with Todd just because of the
Because you're a
ruthlessness.
Batman whore. That's why.
No, because it makes sense.
The Winter Soldier's ruthless too.
BickerBotsPodcast@gmail.com. Jason Todd versus Winter Soldier.
If you can't, I know you can't. If you can't like defend your point, you just go like, I'm gonna rely on these non-existent voters.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They're not non-existent. We get emails.
We
on
do
it.
get emails.
How come we haven't ever addressed like because we've had multiple.
We address them all the time.
We do. And we even
All
say
the time.
We even say fan email.
No. I mean like
I
what's
wish you would listen to the
what's
podcast.
what's the
Listen
results?
to it, be a
what's
part of
the results
it.
of these? Like so like we've had.
Okay,
these-
how
Okay,
about this?
the result is that I'm always right, and I just
You're
don't
not
brag.
always right.
I don't brag. I don't.
You
I
do
don't-
No,
brag.
You only
brag
brag
a
whenever
lot.
you're right.
Yeah,
that's
which is
just
very-
selective bias.
that's rarely.
right there. Like you're not doing anything except going like, oh, I'm right this time.
Flat Earth.
Let me say that.
Flat Earth.
So what do you think would be the hardest language to learn?
Russian, German, any of those angry sounding ones.
It said language.
Like
Hard
Linux.
Okay.
Linux? Oh, that's super easy.
Well,
Okay. Russian.
I was trying to put it in context, so we were like, well, is Russian not a language?
I love you.
What about you, Pack? You got one?
Chinese stuff or Mandarin probably.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
it
actually learning Mandarin right now.
Yeah, it's
Humble
probably-
brag.
Well, okay,
Shishini.
maybe not to speak necessarily, but definitely to write, because that is definitely like I don't want to memorize thousands of characters. That's ridiculous. That their writing system is like completely stupid. Like why would you?
It
do
is
that?
stupid. So I've been learning about it. It's almost like
Do you know why it's like that?
what are the symbols that they use in Egypt?
Hieroglyphs.
Um,
Hieroglyphs.
it's almost like hieroglyphs.
It's not
Because-
almost. It is.
Yeah, they're basically
So the Japanese call it kanji, right? You're talking about the
The
symbols.
technical
right? The Chinese symbols.
term is emoji.
Yeah, so the Japanese kanji, they took 3,000 characters.
Yeah.
So, but that's what it's like.
All right, we have to stop. We have to talk about this right now because this came out.
I was gonna say my one Chinese sentence that I don't know how to
Jesus
say.
Christ,
You
go
got
ahead.
to say all those Korean things terribly.
No, they were spot on.
As the resident Korean, I can tell you that they were.
So maybe if that chick
Two
from New Zealand
pretty
who speaks
spot on.
Chinese, she can listen to my pronunciation and then say what she thinks.
I hope she's the one that spoke Chinese.
All right, hold on.
We actually got a lot of submissions for
Let
that.
me try to say my one Chinese sentence. Hold on.
Shishini.
No. 我不要这个冰水.
I don't like sushi.
Move along.
All right, so this came out today. I pulled this off the interwebs as we were setting up. This is for you, Ray Ray.
Pookie.
Your girl, Chelsea Manning.
Knew it.
Who the fuck is Chelsea Manning?
What do you mean, who the fuck is Chelsea Manning?
Do you remember when you lost your virginity?
Yeah, the one you impregnated?
Oh, that girl. Yeah.
Yeah, the butt baby. So
I mean, that guy. Yeah.
Chelsea Manning has confirmed via Twitter that she is a candidate for the U.S. Senate.
No, she's not.
She is running for office in...
She can't. She's already been convicted of a felony. You
got
can't be.
a pardon. No, she got to commute it.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't a felony.
Do your
then.
homework there, Peepaw.
I don't
is she doing
care.
that?
She ain't doing it.
I don't care because who cares?
She's just a mutilated moron who people
don't-
are still paying attention to, who
I
should
don't
still be in
care.
jail. That's who she is.
So I don't care if you're a transgender. Just don't be so hideous. That thing is ugly as sin. You know what I mean? Yep, we're running. I don't know. Okay, is anybody asking that question? All right, what else we got here? You got something?
Yeah, I got something, man. All right. Can you play any musical instruments besides the butt trumpet?
Ooh, that was a weird time in college. No, I used to. I played the sax for like a month.
Of course you did. You thought you'd get laid.
Yeah, because I was in 7th grade. That was my primary goal.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're a
lying.
very active 7th grader.
So I played the trumpet, the French horn, and the mellophone.
No. One of those doesn't even exist.
The mellophone is the marching variation for the French horn because you can't march with a French horn. It's just stupid.
I played the violin until my violin teacher made me cry
Yeah. He
constantly.
means his mom.
Oh.
every single day.
His tiger mom yelling at him.
And then no,
Ray!
she would actually hit my fingers. My
Yep.
violin teacher.
Yep.
So I stopped with that, and then I tried the trumpet.
Wait a
or the
minute. Let's
saxophone.
stop here. Who was smacking your fingers?
The violin teacher.
What was she smacking them with?
The violin, whatever. The
Violin weapon.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were really into the violin, huh?
Yeah, I,
Stick.
You can't even remember
I tried to
just
block
what
it
the
out of
stick
my
was
memory.
called.
Yeah.
So was she an Asian as well?
Yes.
Was she short?
No.
Oh.
She was a tall Asian
She
lady who
was a
smacked your
tall-
hands with sticks.
Gaunt, skinny Asian lady, and she had a very mean
Asian-y
face. Very mean
Oh.
face.
Did she have arthritis and she would just jam the stick in there so she could beat you with it?
That sounds really weird, but
Yeah.
no, she wouldn't do
Oh,
that.
I I thought you were having flashbacks there for a second.
All right.
But
I'm just very
there's that.
into
And
interesting.
then my piano teacher kicked me out because I didn't practice enough.
Yeah.
And then my saxophone teacher showed up for 1 week and then never showed up again.
She just took one look at you.
That guy took one look at me and
Yeah,
just
he
never,
was like,
never again. Just
yeah.
stopped showing up. His parents didn't even know where he was.
Because he stuck his PDA in a chips bag.
I love the throwback. You didn't play anything?
Trombone through high school and college. Then I took on guitar and bass, and like everybody else that wants to not play trombone as an adult.
It's good stuff.
So it doesn't say. I'm very interested in here. If anybody can tell us how. Oh, here it is. How Chelsea Manning can run with this conviction.
I don't. Who cares
Oh.
about Chelsea Manning?
Yeah, I don't care. Anybody voting for that thing?
Okay. What's a deadlier spot to live? Afghanistan, Iraq, or Chicago?
Chicago.
Afghanistan.
Chicago.
Afghanistan.
Chicago. How scary is that? You're more likely to get shot in Chicago than you are any other place in the world.
That's crazy. Really?
Yeah.
So I was watching something.
Tom knows
on
that.
So here's the deal, right? So they started out 2018 with 3 murders. It just started. We've just started. They have 3 murders already.
I don't believe it's that low.
So they haven't found the other bodies yet.
So what they said is they instituted this new thing where they're putting basically cameras. They have cameras.
It's the sound recorders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sound just
Yeah. So San Antonio has this, and so they put all these recorders around town, and as it triangulates through the echo, who is where the gunshots are from.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's really
that's what I was
cool.
gonna get at.
That is really
So
cool.
it can recognize the sound of gunshots, and then it's
That's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
San Antonio Police Department. If you didn't want people to know that, I'm sorry.
my bad.
Yeah, well, San Antonio's leading in violent crimes. So they need to
Can't be leading Chicago. I'll put this in context. The last time I was in Chicago, it was election night, 2008.
Oh,
and
man.
I swear, my hotel room, I mean, it was crazy the amount of gunfire. And I was like in the industrial district, which is AKA right next to the bad place that you don't want to drive past,
Yeah.
And it was scary. Like, I didn't even want to open my door, in the morning.
That
'cause
was
it
insane.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
I would not be there.
Well, I was there for work, so there was my
Baltimore.
option. Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
If you're listening in Baltimore, get your shit together. All right, so I looked it up here. The Constitution does allow a U.S. citizen who has a criminal record to run for Congress, but state laws can be different. In Maryland, you only have to be 30 years old, U.S. citizen for 9 years, and live in the state at the time of the election.
Yeah, but don't they also have to be able to access like classified documentation, something that thing will never ever be able to do again?
You get elected, you get a pass for all that stuff.
Lies.
Well, I know whenever somebody gets removed from the bar, that also causes problems and jobs that require classified information. So I can see that being a problem of like, oh, well, you can look at public works and that's it.
Yeah. But
What
again,
committee are you on? You're on housing authority.
Again, the only
man.
people that would vote for Chelsea Manning are people that support the LGBTQRLMNOP movement, and they would be doing it out of spite or based on principle. It would not be based on politics.
Or eating pods.
Because those people eat pods.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of politics can she have? I mean, as a
I
traitor.
can't believe you guys are calling
I just don't
it a
understand why is she a positive figure? Right now?
I don't think she is.
So like again, look, where's her support coming from?
Again, the community, the transgender community.
But then okay, so like so what you're saying is that like there's enough. First of all, there's not enough that many transgender people. Period.
But
right?
there are enough people that
And then you're saying that most of the people in that community, they're going to disregard
I would think so,
moral
yeah.
authority
I would think so.
in favor of, hey, we have a transgender that's popular.
Or is this a ploy for somebody that's irrelevant to try to stay relevant?
could be.
right? No, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying. Right,
Good job.
Right.
Because
No.
was it cost a file to run? Probably $100 or something.
Yeah, exactly. I don't
So-
think she actually has a lot of support.
Please, it's it, not she.
Yeah.
Oh, give me a break.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
She can be a she if she wants. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm
Does not want to be a
Whatever.
he, does not
She-
make somebody a she.
She paid the cost to be the boss.
okay. No. I'm not gonna dignify that because hey, transgender people, I believe that they actually have a legitimate plight.
Yeah.
If she's a transgender, she's transgender. She wants to be. That's not the issue here. The issue
No.
is she's not a very good person, right? And
No.
that's-
Okay, so let's make the comparison between her and Snowden, right? You're never going to get me to say that Snowden is a good guy because he ain't a good guy.
Right.
But there is a group of people who do support the fact that he was a whistleblower. Right? So whether you agree with the way that he blew the whistle or not is
Sure,
irrelevant.
but he was
You
a
can make the argument, right? You can't make that argument with Chelsea Manning because she's a straight up traitor.
That's
you
what I'm
stole
saying. Yeah,
documents
that's
and
what
you
I'm
gave them
saying.
away.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. So there's no place in which this person should be able to run for office
And I agree.
except if you have teenagers eating pods of detergent.
So I wanted to let's get this one in on this pod here. This is Bickerbots fans. This is your cultural appropriation of the month.
It's a thing.
It's been a slow cultural appropriation year, so we're gonna go for month instead of week.
Okay.
Disney touts new diversity in the Aladdin film. They're hiring diversity, but then someone found out that they're just putting brown makeup on white actors.
No.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yep. They're shipping
this?
in white people for background
How
roles.
is this so hard to get?
I don't
How
get
is
it.
this so hard? don't do any kind of face.
Yeah,
that's
they don't
it.
do the-
It's simple. Just don't do it.
Yeah, the people exist that can play those roles.
They said they could not find 500 Middle Eastern people.
It's called Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, you mean okay? So they're talking about like extras.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but they're still smearing
No,
brown.
no. I understand that. But like at the same time, okay. So in America, the acting community doesn't have a lot of Middle Eastern.
Yeah, but you're talking extras, right?
Yeah,
You don't have to be an actor to be an extra.
that's what I'm saying.
PJ
So-
tried to do it.
No, stop. I was part of one of the top 5 grossing movies in the world.
No, you
Right.
weren't.
I was.
I got the check stub to prove it, bro.
I do have the
Oh
check
my
stubs. I'm going to
God.
frame them bitches and I'm going to put them right on
Oh
that.
my
And then we're all
God.
going to come around and point and laugh at them.
Yeah, because they're for like $18. But it does not matter. I earned them.
Yeah, you
Blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm going to pull up the picture of me in the SWAT outfit.
All right.
SWAT member Gomez for the Avengers.
That was a good Halloween, huh?
Go screw yourself. It was reported last year that David Goyer is attached to write and direct the Masters of the Universe reboot.
Nice.
It has an official release date, December 2019. I'm excited. Goyer's got a good.
Are there
Goya?
enough people who
Wonder-
care about like? Because that was a solidly
bro.
80s IP.
Yeah, we're
right?
still here.
Yeah, we're
No,
still alive.
I'm
We're
not
still
saying,
here.
But like the demographic you want to like aim for that kind of movie is like us, right? Like
No.
No,
no.
No.
no,
Alright.
we go to the movies too.
Yeah, we have
But
money.
as
We
much
have
as
jobs.
People
Yeah,
with money and kids go see that stuff.
Right.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right.
And then we'll bring in the you young pod eaters.
Yeah, we'll explain it to you and be like, look, he has a sword.
Again, I
Hey.
think we've discussed this before, but you also count as a millennial. You know that, right?
It depends on what definition you
That's
look
a
at.
cultural. Millennials are more of a cultural thing.
It is.
Okay.
Anyway,
so-
no, he was going to make a good point. So there's the millennial, the definition, which is based on a numerical value of years,
Yeah.
or there's the actual mindset of what is a millennial. I'm not a millennial, but technically, because I was born in 1980, I still fall within the parameters of a millennial.
Yeah.
It's very stupid.
But I think there's kind of the tweeners there.
Yeah.
And that are you a culturally millennial? You know, if you're tagging on the very end of it, or are you somebody that's maybe right in dead middle of the age period, but they culturally are much more kind of the values of the people that are
Right.
outside of that.
Right.
So I've had this discussion this week, and it makes a big difference.
But back to this He-Man thing, I'm excited because the guy's got a good resume.
Goya, yeah, he makes the rice, he makes the champagne cola,
No, so he was a writer on the Dark Knight trilogy.
That was reaching.
He was a writer on Man of Steel. He directed Blade Trinity.
Oh, he also directed.
Man of Steel? Really? That was David Goyer?
Well, he was a writer on it. He didn't
okay,
direct
okay,
it.
okay.
Zack Snyder directed it.
Yeah. Well, he did direct where conjecture means the looming threat of imminent violence.
No.
That's
Oh,
not on the
no.
movie one.
That's-
I just want to point that out.
Because that one's not going to air.
I like Blade Trinity.
Why wouldn't you like Blade Trinity?
A lot of people hate it. They say
It wasn't the best Blade movie, but it was.
it was
still
good. It brought us Ryan
I
Reynolds.
put it number 2 on my list. I
Really?
think
Yeah.
the first one was the best, and then that one's.
Is Blade
What's
Trinity the
funny?
one with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
See, I don't
Yeah,
even
that
remember.
was the
I don't
worst
even
one.
remember the second one. So,
Yep.
Really?
Oh, the second one was the one with the chick and the brother.
which
Yeah.
is the
Pretty
one
good.
with the faces opening
That's
up?
the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the third one.
Oh, wait, no.
No, the third one's Trinity. Trinity.
Yeah,
Three.
which one had the faces opening up?
The second one.
Okay, well, who was the bad guy in the third one?
The bad guy.
Oh, it was the guy from that prison movie.
That's right. Dominic Purnell.
Yeah.
Don't ask me
Who
why.
are these
That was
people?
weird.
You know, like
I have a good memory.
Fast, man.
I feel like you have a good memory for guys you like.
This isn't a very good one. This one says the Green Goblin versus the Joker.
Oh, stop reading those. Put those
Why?
back because there's like 100 of them in there.
I know they're good,
Oh, Jesus.
but not this one.
Yeah, Green Goblin's going to win. He's
Yeah,
got
duh.
super serum in
The
him.
Green
Versus
Goblin.
the
Joker.
Yeah.
The only person that can't beat the Joker is Batman. Anybody else can just destroy him.
He beats the Joker. It's just
Does he?
he locks him up and then he gets out. All right, so let's start wrapping up here. Let's go with entertainment news. Marvel's Iron Fist.
Boo.
So the second season actually got Alice Eve.
Still gonna suck.
Who's that?
She was the hot chick in the second Star Trek.
Uh,
She had the bikini scene for no reason.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Again, but
the
who
doctor.
cares?
She played a
Yeah.
doctor.
Who cares? Because the main like the Iron Fist guy who plays Iron Fist is a terrible,
Sucks.
terrible person. Like,
Yeah,
He's a terrible person.
he's a bad guy.
he's out
for
eat-
that role. For that
He's
role.
eating dogs and kicking babies. Come on now.
Those are the qualities that make you a good person. So
Kicking babies?
Yeah, of course. We're overpopulation.
What kind
is
of
a thing.
babies we talking about?
Mexican babies.
Oh.
Man,
You're going to get lynched on the way to your
guys are
car. You know that, right?
racist.
I might.
What's you guys? He said it.
I heard what you said too.
What did I say?
You guys were hurling racial epithets at each other.
I don't recall that. Do you got something good to go out on over there?
Has Pac ever been in a fight?
Yes.
No,
I've been-
lies.
We're
Yeah.
talking with
Oh,
fists,
With
though,
these.
not like
you know
with
what? You know,
game
never mind.
controllers.
Yeah, I've never been in a fight.
No, break down
Okay.
your.
No,
What
I've
was?
never been in a fight.
No, okay, I'm serious. What was the
No.
details of your like most violent fight?
The details of my most violent.
How old were you? What was going on? What did the bad man touch you?
So
Where did the albino get you?
I don't know if it was my most violent. I don't know.
Get close to the mic, you weirdo.
He has like mic fear.
No, I'm getting tired, so I'm leaning back now.
Yeah.
Maybe it was an albino that got him. Maybe it was.
Tell us about the fight.
So it was against, like it was some kid was cutting in line in front of me for handball, and he was bigger than I was, so he thought he could just push me around. So
Yeah.
he did, and I came at him.
You
So I
came
came
at him like a spider monkey,
Well, I did because I
So
came
sick.
at him and I kicked him in the balls.
like a lady, like a true lady.
Exactly. And
Hey, you win whatever way you can.
exactly. Especially if the guy's taller than you. I didn't care. So I kicked him
Yeah.
in the balls. And at first, like, he was like, oh, and then he tried to come at me again. So I punched him in the face and kicked him on the balls again. And then he was on the ground. So I just kept on stomping on his balls until the teacher came and like and pulled me off of him. Because I was like seeing red at that point. I was like, this guy wants to hurt me.
At
I'm gonna
no
kill
point
him.
did this man protect his balls. He just was.
Well, he was
tried.
the gym
He
teacher.
tried.
He was used to it.
And then I never saw that kid again, actually. Like, I just,
yeah.
he just left. So
If I get my nuts stomped by an asexual, I'm moving schools.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm just gonna back you up on that. I mean, back in the day when we were in school, it would have been like, "Oh, you got your ass whipped by the gay guy?" No, that wasn't
Yeah.
me.
Oddly enough, though, the gay kids that I went to high school with, those dudes could fight. I didn't want no parts of those dudes, man.
I didn't know who the gay kids were in your high school.
Well, it was kind of obvious.
obvious, yeah.
It was
When they're
obvious.
holding hands with another guy, it's
Well, no, they were just
No,
really
I mean-
flamboyant.
No,
Yeah, we had one guy who would come into school with just a jean jacket on, no shirt.
No shoes, no underwear, just a jean jacket. Wind blowing in his hair.
this is how it come out.
I didn't realize we went to high school together.
Oh, I did it. All right.
No, the reason why I asked is because, like, in my high school, people didn't come out.
This is a terrible system.
It works fine when you don't knock this shit around.
Yeah.
All right,
We're going to need a better solution.
we good here?
Yeah, I'm good. Rock 'em.
Sock 'em.
Thank you for joining us.